Hey everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty, and today is the weekend of December 12th, 2025. We're going to check in with the energies and we're going to see where we are at for the coming week. And so the first thing we are going to do is take a minute, take a deep breath in, and take a deep breath out. And we're going to just ask, what's the theme for this week? What do we want to look at? Because there's so much going on. Sometimes I come on here and I'm like, where do I begin? What are we really tackling? So in this specific message coming in from the angels, this is what we're going to talk about. See that? Okay. Oh, we have two. Okay. The death, the ending of the way the earth has always been. We've been talking about this for so long now. We talk about on a 3D level, on a level in which you're on this earth and you're living. We see how many things have shifted and changed over the course of the several years. We see how many things have come to the surface that were not really showing themselves, or they were always showing themselves, and so many of us, most of us, didn't see what was actually happening right in front of our eyes. That's the level of three-dimensional. That's the level of being here on this earth, being rooted into the earth, living on this earth, experiencing this earth. And you've seen this unraveling of all of the darkness that has been shown in the last several years. All of those systems that have been broken down. Just last night, I was briefly listening to Tucker Carlson speak on something, and he even said, systems breaking down. And I thought that was really interesting, because I highly doubt that he listens to anything spiritual such as this. Any of the people, the spiritual teachers that talk on this, and yet he used the same wording, systems breaking down, because on the three-dimensional reality, on the world stage, those systems are breaking down, and they're showing us exactly what they've been doing for so long, and so many of us didn't even know. And then, it's the ending, the death of the old way in which the earth functions. But then on a higher level, on a more spiritual level, the same thing is happening. New earth is going to be opening up in this new year of 2026. It may not show up so drastically. It may be dribs and drabs. But if you notice, this community and communities like this community that we have here that are so awake, that see so much, all of those conspiracy theories that really were never conspiracy theories, that was just a label that was put upon anything that was truth so that you would turn your eyes and not believe it. All those things were actually truth and were proven to be true. And all of the spiritual alternative practices were also shunned, but it's been dribbling in for the last few years just how crucial and more important all of this is, which leads us to the fifth dimension of the new earth that is coming in. And how if you just live on this earth and just still believe that your physical body is all that matters, you just aren't awake enough to get it, that you do have to take care of your energetic and spiritual body, as well as your physical, your mental, and your emotional. And that anything that shows up in your physical body is a reflection of what's going on in the energetic body, because energy can become stagnant and can cause a problem in the body, which we call dis-ease. And sometimes disease really does show up, but sometimes it's literally dis-ease. It's like not easing the energy as it should. It's not flowing as it should. So we're getting closer to the beginning of 2026, and we're coming to the end of 2025. And with that end is a lot of endings, a lot of closing the chapter, closing it down. And there's so many correlations between what is said in the Bible and what is going on in astrology, and the things that come through someone like me or other teachers that are sharing this information. I honestly sometimes don't know. People ask me, how do you know all of this? It's just coming through me. I don't know. It's just in here. So if you are someone that is more awakened, you too are probably receiving this kind of information. And the more that you take the time to be still, the more you're going to get. And if you're being called to be in solitude, to isolate yourself a little bit, to spend more time alone and be in rest, to quiet yourself, it's because you too have a mission of some sort to help us walk into this new earth. And you can't receive what needs to be received if you're all over the place or doing so much or not being quiet. Because that energy of what's coming through is here, but it's kind of stuck. It can't be received into the body. So really, the first message coming through is inviting you to spend more time in rest. It's very important right now. Now, at the bottom of the deck here is truth, and underneath that is the full moon. And we just had that full moon in Gemini, and boy, did it really shake a lot of people. It really revealed a lot for a lot of people that know that they've been purging for a long time, because we are in the snake year, and a snake is all about shedding the old. But there's so many people that have been resistant to the truths that have been coming up. They didn't really want to deal with them. But really, there's so much good fortune in allowing yourself to feel. See, these are like water droplets. Water is emotion. Have you been feeling it? Whatever truth has been coming up, have you been resisting it or have you been feeling it? Feeling it is the key to the good fortune. And fortune isn't just monetary. Fortune is good fortune, is abundance and prosperity and wealth in all forms. It's having a deeper connection to your angels and guides. It's opening the key to your heart. It's having community around you of like-minded people. It's developing a new version of yourself and transforming. It's receiving the clarity that you need to receive. It's receiving those epiphanies that help and serve you to grow. It's receiving the love that you deserve in this life, especially coming from you to you. You know, a heart and a mind connection. Imagine there's a figure 8 swirling through the heart and coming around and going up the crown of the head and going around. A figure 8 is all about infinity and beyond. And when you connect your heart and your mind together, instead of imagining that they're separate from each other, is when you truly bring yourself into wholeness, into source energy, life force energy, which is the creator. It's inside of you, and it always has been. We've always looked at it being outside of ourselves. God is in heaven. God is here in your heart. You are a particle of your creator. Okay. The next card that comes up is the new moon, which is coming in on December 20th. Be open to what that is going to reveal. Ground yourself. Anchor yourself into the earth, but also anchor yourself into spirit, into that connection to God, into that connection that is in your heart. And finally, we are healing the past. We are healing past lives. If you not so much study, but if you notice the parallels between the stories in the Bible and what's showing up today, and believe me, I'm not someone that's sitting here reading the Bible because I sometimes don't even understand it. Okay, let's even say what I'm hearing is even in the Torah. It's not just about the Bible, but if you really read these stories, what I always found interesting is that I loved when I would go to synagogue with my ex-husband or in situations, the archangels would show up more in the Torah than they did in the Bible. So all of these different books that are there for us to read have a lot of similarities and parallels, but they also have a lot of patterns that are showing up today in our world. And they're there to teach us and to support us to walk through this really tough, chaotic time. And so anything that you are and have been purging in this year has truly been coming up for shedding, because what we're entering into, I don't really know, but what I have heard and what I have seen through my own studying and through my own card readings is it's never happened before on Earth. So for me, it's a little exciting and it's a little curious. For others, it might be a little scary, but I want you to remember the archangels have always been here to support us, to help God, to help us to walk through whatever we were going through in any given moment. And they're with us now too, and they're guiding us. So your job is to truly trust them and to truly call them in and give them permission to support you specifically, because you have free will. And if you do not give them that permission, they're just behind you, around you, next to you, but they can't really help you because you're not allowing them to. And part of healing the divine masculine energy is allowing yourself to be open up to receiving and giving in a balanced state. But when it comes to the masculine energy, being okay with the angels helping you. Think about anyone that's going through a bad experience and someone might suggest to them to go speak to a therapist. And they're like, I don't need a therapist. That's your ego. That's your masculine energy. But that energy is not divinely connected. It's distorted because you are thinking that if in your ego, that if you do that, you have shame, you have guilt. What will people think? And we're stepping into a new earth where we have more healed masculine energy. But before we can get to that point, we had to and still are going through a lot of ego, a lot of the distorted masculine energy. But what we're walking towards is the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy allows you to receive. When you have that fully healed, you allow yourself to receive. When it is distorted, you're in patterns of codependency. You're in patterns of not allowing yourself to receive. You might have attracted into your life a narcissistic relationship. But the more work that you've done in 2025, especially, has helped you to come more into balance. And that's what so many of us are doing, bringing ourselves back into a balanced state. And before you can get to that state, you go through a lot of dark night of the soul, a lot of SHIT before you get there. It's a process and it's a journey. So what I want to say is just be gentle with yourself. Give yourself the grace that you need to go through it. That is the message for this week. Be kind, be gentle, and give yourself the grace. We're coming upon that new moon coming in, and allow whatever is going to be coming through for you to come through and receive it. I hope you guys have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.